Welcome to another video and to another organ. Today I'm at Holy Trinity Church in Wensley, not Wensleydale. This is called Wensley, which is in Wensleydale, which has been a bit confusing for me and my small frozen brain, but that's where we are, Holy Trinity Wensley. And I'm here, and it's been quite a battle, I have to say, to look at this lovely 3-manual tracker action pipe organ. Firstly, if you haven't been to this channel before, my name's Paul. I visit pipe organs all over the place wherever I can get in. So if you're interested in pipe organs and haven't yet subscribed, you will find the subscribe button down here somewhere, and I will be ever so grateful if you would consider subscribing. But without further ado, let's have a look at what appears to be a lovely organ. Let's have a look. So unfortunately I can't get a signal on my phone out here in the sticks, so I can't double check the pipe organ register details, but I believe this organ was built in about 1880, 1890, and again it was built by Abbott Organ Builders of Leeds, who went on to become Abbott and Smith Organ Builders of Leeds. It's a lovely organ. It is obviously 3-manual, it is tracker throughout, I am told, and it's really got some oomph, so I'm really keen to try this. I've never played it before, I've never been to it before. Again, it is bloody freezing, but we're going to battle on and we're going to get through it. So I'm going to start on the grate as usual, which in this case is the central manual, and the stops are here on the right. Let's have a look. So there is a handwritten note on this organ, assumably from the organist at some point, to say that this organ is in a bit of a delicate condition, so please be gentle with it, which I always am. But again, we're going to start here on the grate. The first stop on the grate is a 16-foot Borden, which sounds like this. Sounds nice. Incidentally, this organ sits at the very back end of the church, right under the tower, so it faces right the way down the entire church. The acoustics look to be absolutely fantastic. It looks as if they have concerts here quite regularly. There is a concert at Christmas of Handel's Messiah. I can't remember who is performing, but it's good that this church is active. Assumably for that, this organ will be used. The next stop is a Dulciana. It's an 8-foot string. It's a little bit out of tune. This organ is tuned by Peter Wood of Harrogate, so I'm pretty confident that it'll be well maintained and in tune. It's bitter cold in here, I keep saying that, and that's because I visit organs in December. What else can I expect? But it sounds pretty nice to me. Next is an 8-foot stopped diapason. It's another flute. Lovely and bright, and the front of this organ is so nice. I'm guessing this is the open diapason on the front. It looks like speaking pipes. They are gold. There are 3 towers and flats in the middle. It's an impressive looking organ. It looks like it really has some welly, and I think it probably has. Next is a raw flute. It's another 8 foot. Sharp and bright, nice responsive action. I'm not really sure if I'm moving through these stops in the order that you would expect. They're in a bit of a funny angle really. It's not quite easy to determine what's next, but this is the order I'm going in. The next is a large open diapason. It's an 8 foot. Moving further, we have a 4 foot and it's a harmonic flute. Lovely and bright. Next we have, as you would probably expect, a 4 foot principal. Nice and bright, again nicely in tune, and the final flue is a 2 foot 15th. Let's try that with the large open. Stopped. And the 16. A nice bright diapason chorus there, that is lovely. We have 2 reeds on this organ. Sorry, I'm giving you wrong information. There is another flute stop on this organ. It is a 3 rank or full mixture on its own. Let's go back through these stops. We have a 4 foot principal. With the large open. And the 16 foot. So sorry I missed that out. It's difficult to see an order on these stops. But again, it's lovely and bright, particularly with that 2 foot and that mixture, so nice. So I have just stated that there are 2 reeds on the grate. That was wrong. There's actually a Passon reed. It is 8 foot, and on its own it sounds like this. That's really got some welly. That is lovely to have, particularly with the support of that mixture and a really beefy large open. Let's try something on the grate. That is a beefy bass, a beefy grate, should I say, and the acoustics in this church are fantastic. Ideal for concerts, ideal for organ recitals. It's a lovely organ so far. This is my first experience on this organ, and so far I am very impressed. While we're here on the right, we're going to try the choir organ, which is the bottom manual. Let's have a look. So there are 6 stops on the choir. We're going to start here at the bottom, which is a gamba. It's a string. Lovely. We have a dolce, which is an 8-foot flute. How nice. Another flute, we have an 8-foot gedakt. Let's try that with a dolce. I love that. The final flute stop is a gedakt flute. Let's try that with the 8-foot gedakt. Dolce. I hope this recording is picking that up. That is such a lovely tone. I am well impressed with that. This time we really do have 2 reeds. We have an orchestral oboe on its own, which stops at Tennessee. That's nice, it just needs a tune. And finally on the choir we have a clarinet. Ooh. And that's everything on the choir. That is a lovely choir. That oboe is a little bit out of tune. That clarinet is a lovely sound, and those flutes, wow. Let's try something on the choir. Let's have a go. That's one of the nicest choirs I've heard for a long time. The action, by the way, on, well, certainly the two manuals I've tried so far are lovely and light and responsive. Haven't tried the couplers yet, but we will find out. But that is a lovely choir, and incidentally that is a lovely tune. Again, if you're a tenor or even a bass, the two parts in there are stunning. Let's move on to the Swell, which is obviously the top manual. Let's have a look. So the first thing I noticed about the Swell when I perched myself at this console was this bar which sits under the keys. So being nosy, I pushed it to see what happened. Can you hear that machine gun? That's the tremulant, which is all well and good, but I don't know how, if you suddenly want to release it, you pull it out again. There's nothing to grab hold of, so to speak. But a very noisy tremulant, but it's a good speed. I like it. We will try that again shortly. But let's have a look at the stops on the Swell, which are here on the left hand side. So the first stop on the Swell is a 16 foot. It is a Lieblich Borden. Nice. That is a lovely 16 foot. I think the Aysgarth that I was at last time, I found that the 16 foot on the Great was overpowering and not very attractive. I find that here as well, but on the Swell that is lovely, that bass. By the way, the Swell pedal here is it's a ratchet Swell pedal, which is pretty effective. It would be nice if that was a centralized balanced Swell pedal. It would make life much easier, but still it's effective and it's nice. There's also another Swell pedal here, which I'm not sure what that does. Is that something to do with the choir? It is. I hadn't realised, although it does ring a bell now, that the two reeds on the choir are enclosed. So yes, that is for the two reeds on the choir. Sorry to go back to the choir briefly. Let's go back to the Swell. So that was the 16 foot Lieblich Borden. The next we're going to look at is called a Corn Gamba, and it is an 8 foot string. Nice. Oh, stuck. That's a lovely sound. Next is a Vox Angelica on its own. Sometimes on a Vox Angelica they are tuned slightly different, which gives us that beat which we find on a Celeste. Let's see if we get that here. We don't, it's tuned straight. Next we have a stringy principal. It's an 8 foot Geigen principal. nice and bright. Another flute, it is a stopped diapason. Let's try that with a Vox Angelica, just out of interest. Nice. Another 8 foot, we have a pierced gamba. Pierced, I believe, and I'm sure somebody will correct me in the comments, means that the top of the pipe, or actually I think it's third of the way down the pipe, is pierced. I don't know whether that changes the tone or the tuning, not sure what that does. You can inform me in the comments, I'm sure somebody will. If you want a more definitive answer, check the comments. On its own, this is the 4 foot pierced gamba. Let's try that with the 8 foot gamba. It sounds nice. I may have said that that pierced gamba was a 4 foot. It's not, it's an 8 foot. That was a slip of the tongue. I apologise if you've noticed. Next we have a 4 foot octave. Let's try that with the Geigen principle. Nice, I like that. And a Walt flute, it's a 4 foot. Nice. Let's try that again with the Vox Angelica. The final flute stop on the Swell is another mixture. It is a 3-rank mixture on its own. It breaks. Does it break going up? Let's try that with the Geigen. A lovely swell as well. I am very impressed. There are 2 reeds on the Swell, the first being an oboe. It's an 8 foot obviously. That's a much nicer oboe than the one on the choir. And finally on the Swell we have a horn. That's a pretty powerful horn actually. It just needs a little bit of work doing with it, but that's a nice horn. Let's try something on the Swell. Let's see what it does. Let's have a go. Impressive. I really like that Swell. I just think it's a lovely organ altogether. It's a lovely action. I'm not totally keen on the positioning of the stops. They're a little bit difficult to select, but I'm sure when you play this all the time you would know exactly where everything was. But let's move on to the pedals, which are also on the left. Let's have a quick look. So there are 3 pedal stops. A little bit disappointing not to see a reed, but there we go. The pedal board, by the way, is a straight pedal board. I've already mentioned that it is a balanced Swell pedal here in the corner, and I've also discovered that the pedal to the right is for the enclosed reeds on the choir. Which is nice. There is a series of combination pedals. I'm not going to try them. We know what they do. Obviously they operate the stops at normally increasing volume, but it's nice to have them. But let's have a look at the stops. So the very bottom stop is a 16-foot open diapason. Wow. Very nice. And a 16-foot Borden. Nice again. And finally, an 8-foot flute bass. All together. Nice rumble. I like that. When everything's coupled, that'll just be stunning. Couplers are also here on the right. Everything you would expect on an organ of this size. Swell, great, quiet pedal, and everything else coupled together. So no octaves, nothing like that. But overall, I think this is an absolutely stunning organ. I did have problems getting access to it. We got into the church, absolutely no problem whatsoever, but the organ was locked. We managed to contact the vicar, who gave us a magic code which allowed us into the organ. So thank you very much to Tom for helping us get into the organ, and obviously for giving us permission to come to the church. Now, just to conclude, I want to try something full welly on the organ, see what it sounds like. I suspect this is going to sound really impressive. I don't know whether to play something Advent or whether we're near enough to Christmas to try something Christmassy. I think I might stick to Advent, but I don't know yet. Let's try something on the full organ, see what it does. Let's have a go. So that is a lovely organ. I am so impressed, and I can confirm that even with the couplers, the action is still very, very playable. So it's all good. It has such power, such oomph, and the acoustics in this building are fantastic. Super impressed with this organ. Could do with a tune. I expect it'll get one before Christmas, but other than that, absolutely brilliant. So again, I am so grateful to Tom, who is the vicar here, who has given me permission to come along and look at this organ. Thank you, as always, for watching. I really appreciate that. If you haven't subscribed already, I would be so grateful if you would hit that subscribe button. It really goes a long way towards getting these videos shared by YouTube, so I would really appreciate that. And until next time, I shall see you later. Bye for now.